IELTSspeaking.ca. Part 2 and 3 topics about winning a prize. Here's the Part 2 topic about winning a prize. I'll later give a model answer to it. And also for Part 3, here are 5 questions related to prizes or awards. In Part 2, you'll find that some topics are similar to each other. Therefore, when you're preparing for the exam, you can use some of the same words and phrases that you're using for other topics. In this case, when we're talking about prizes, you may be able to use some of the language for a game show. That is also a current topic. And you'll find other topics related to people, advice, or other things that you can reuse. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. Here again is the topic about winning a prize for Part 2. And now, here is the model answer. In response to the question about winning a prize, there is one game show called America's Got Talent that offers a huge prize of what I believe is $1 million to the winner every year, I think. This is a life-changing amount for sure. This Got Talent franchise is around the world, all around the world. But the largest one with the most viewers is in America, and any contestant can join it. I've seen parts of episodes from this series dozens of times on YouTube, and I'm often in awe of the talent that shows up for it. But sometimes the participants can be bad, actually very bad. But it's still hilarious to watch this on occasion. The prize show has several kind and not so kind celebrity judges who get to decide who moves on. The performers' talents are varied, including magicians, singers, and dancers. Now, I'm probably never going to ever participate in it, but it's something that I occasionally dream about. However, as I mentioned, sometimes the judges can be quite cruel, especially Simon Cowell, who can badly embarrass you and put your reputation at stake in front of everyone. Currently, I don't have any major talents, so I'm unlikely to get past the auditions. If I had more time, I'd like to pick up on a nice creative hobby and try my best at it. A few people have been very fortunate on the show, and even some of the non-winners have gained a following and have America's Got Talent to thank for. Like I've said, I wouldn't assume that I have the talent for it, but it would be a fun experience anyways. There are literally 1 million reasons to join it, if you know what I mean. Well, if you can imagine, you can do anything. So I've heard at least. So that's my spiel to this topic, I guess. Thank you. Here's some vocabulary that was used in this response related to prizes, and you can also use for game show. Now let's move on to part 3. Here's a tip for part 3. Try to use some hedging or tentative language. This is done more by native English speakers than it is by those learning English. You can do this by using words like believe, seem, could, possibly, certainly, often, or may, more often. Just look at the differences between the following sentences. The study's results are likely due to chance. Notice the word likely. That's more, it makes it sound more polite and more natural. You can also use these expressions at the start of sentence. So it appears that, it's likely to. This will benefit your your fluency, vocabulary, and grammar. So now let's go to part 3 and see some model answers for the following 5 questions. Where I went to school, teachers and schools gave out different kinds of prizes. At award ceremonies, for instance, students can receive rewards for academic excellence. But the most common ones are small prizes that teachers sometimes hand out, like school supplies, stickers, or something else that's not so expensive. I'm kind of iffy on this. It may be good in the short term, but I don't believe that it's beneficial in the long run. They'll obviously be excited to get some recognition, like a sticker or some money, so it sounds exciting and fun, but it has the possibility of becoming boring and not a big deal after a while. In the end, they may even end up believing that good behavior is work, and that sends the wrong message. And it could cheapen the good effect of what was actually intended. How? Well, a number of things come to my mind: cash, gifts, further training. But it's hard to determine for any one worker because not everyone is the same. A manager should seriously think carefully about it. And although everyone probably loves cash, it may not be sustainable for the company. So a creative way can be effective, like offering the best parking spot to the employee of the month, or another kind of perk that can be motivational. Well, you know, worker disengagement costs companies big time, so it's important to avoid this. If employees feel noticed and recognized, they should be more committed to work hard for the organization. And hey, even a 2% increase in productivity could significantly boost profits. I believe that people are just naturally competitive, and this should be harnessed as much as possible. Well, this is a bit of a complex question because there are different types of attitudes that I can discuss. One kind is towards winning. You know, professionals' whole career can be based on their results, so they take it seriously, as they are paid to do it. Whereas an amateur who normally only spends a small part of their week on sport may not be as concerned about it. Pros should also have different mental attitudes. They've beaten the odds and gotten so far, likely because of their positive and strict discipline. Thank you for watching.